Slade with a forgettable showing in this one.
Definitely didn't do much of anything for him in this one. I think he knows he's capable of more. They got the W, but he wasn't the reason why.
So runner at second, 2 down. Slade, the next to hit, looking to rebound today. He was 0 for 4 last night. Swing and a miss. 4-1. The Braves with a chance to score first here in the top of the second.
See if you can go upstairs a little bit. Make sure you miss up and out of the zone since you're heading to count 1-2. Don't miss in the zone because that's where you can get hurt.
Man on second, 2 down. And that's ruled a swing. It's a strikeout. So 1 hit is all they get. We go to the bottom of inning number 2. We're tied 0-0. Back here in St. Louis, taking a look at some notable Rookie of the Year candidates this season.
You know, these Braves looking to string together better at bats when they have runners on, but it just hasn't happened for them yet. They've had their chances with runners in scoring position, but nobody's been able to deliver a big hit in those situations.
Swing and a miss. He was late. Strike 2.
And you got to give some credit to the other side as well. They've been able to get out of a few tough jams, but frustration is mounting for this offense, no doubt.
See ya. Strikes him out for the second time today. And here's a look at how he's using his pitches in this one. Now the number 2 hitter, Alec Burleson.
The first baseman, Alec Burleson.
2 on, 1 out. Base hit. Here comes the runner. In comes the run from second. Now the tag at third, and they got it. And he'll make it to second base with 2 gone.
That's heads-up play right there. The outfielder knowing he has no shot at the runner at home, so comes up trying to cut that runner off at third and does a really nice job. Got to appreciate that.
Slade steps in. Previous batter couldn't get the job done. Now 2 outs. It's late and the pressure is mounting, Chris.
Well, this is where you pick up your teammate, Boog. They need someone to come through right here.
Swings through that one for strike 1. And a big swing and a miss.
Man, I'm pretty impressed out there on the mound right now. I mean, these are tough spots where pitchers really got to bear down. Those last 2 pitches were well executed.
2 on, 2 outs. Fouled off the plate. They'll do it again.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up, try to track the ball, block it if you have to, as far as just a late swing that maybe you're not sure about, but some way, somehow climb back into this at bat through the count.
The Braves with the go-ahead run at the plate, and we're in the top half of the sixth. This to third.
Come on, run it out, run it out.
Gorman throws on to first, and that will end the inning. And the Redbirds bullpen comes through. To the bottom of the sixth we go. 4-5-6 coming up. Cardinals out in front, 2-0. Slade digging in. The deficit's manageable, but somebody's got to get it started, Singy.
Yeah, and this guy right here's got the toolbox. Competitiveness, bat to ball, good instincts. Let's see if he opens it up, Boog. So important to get ahead of these hitters. You don't want to issue a free pass and allow that tying run to come to the plate. Always want to keep that other team in a position where if they're going to beat you, they're going to have to do it with multiple hits.
Comes up empty. That's strike two. Here's the 0-2. Swings and misses. It's a strikeout. And a strikeout for the first out here in the ninth.
Well, that right there is what you want to see out of your closer. Come in and close the door.
Slade had the kind of game you'd like to avoid, which contributed to the loss. Had 3 strikeouts without getting a hit. Never fun.
Well, certainly a frustrating game at the plate, Boog. I think he'd be the first to tell you he's capable of better. I'm sure the loss isn't sitting well with him either.
Number 26, looking to bounce back after struggling last series. Can he turn things around today? It's the Washington Nationals going up against the Atlanta Braves. And we'll be back with the first pitch right after this. Next to hit for the Nats, Nasim Nunez. He's already set a new career best for stolen bases in a season, Chris. Nunez getting the start at second, batting sixth in today's lineup. He's been on a terrific run at the plate, hitting over Slade. Throw to first in time.
Well, just doing his part right there, trying to move that runner in a scoring position. Got it down successfully. Now we'll see if they can drive him in from second.
So 2 down, digging in, Slade.
Number 26.
Up. 0-0 here in the bottom of the second. Swing and a miss. That is strike two.
He finds himself in a tough situation early. Just got to try to simplify it. Take a knock the other way if you can. See if you can go upstairs a little bit. Make sure you miss up and out of the zone since you're heading to count 1-2. Don't miss in the zone because that's where you can get hurt.
Got him. That's the third out. We played 2 full. No score. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Now in for the Braves, Slade.
Number 26.
You know, these Braves just aren't putting great swings on the baseball in this one. They're trying to find ways to drive the ball with some authority, but it's just not happening for them so far. 0 extra base hits in the game, so it's been tough for him to get anything going.
Check swing, but he went too far, and that's strike 1.
Sometimes you have to keep chipping away until you break through, but it's a lot easier to put runs on the board when you have guys in scoring position because they put themselves there.
Two and 2. This one smoked out to left. And there's one away.
Up next for the Braves.
So bases all loaded up. Here's C.J. Abrams to hit.
Boog, this has been a good one. A really good game to this point, and huge opportunity with the bases loaded.
Worm burner into the outfield for a knock. One runs in, throw into third. And he's out.
On the tag.
Cut down, and that ends the inning. 2 men left stranded, but they do push across 1. Midway in inning number 7, and it's time to stretch. It's the Nationals 1 and the Braves nothing. This is NL East Baseball here on MLB The Show.
Now batting. The third
Right now, they're
baseman,
looking for
number
something, hit
26.
hard into the gaps, give them an opportunity with 2 outs to score that run from first.
Runner on the move. Pitch misses. Safe at second, and that was not close. And the tying run is now in scoring position.
You know, nights like this when it seems harder to score, I like the call to put them in motion and try to steal the base. Ball's not carrying, no home runs so far, so trying to manufacture some offense like this may be the way to go.
The Braves with the go-ahead run at the plate here, the bottom of the 7th. And that skips into dirt. Got the bat going too soon. It's strike 2.
He has a tendency to chase out of the zone, and that slider that's down, that's one of his money pitches to get that swing and miss.
Gloves it on the dive. Over to first. And that's a nice play to end the inning.
Well, that right there was all pre-pitch positioning. Put himself in the perfect spot to make a great play.
Here in the bottom of the 9th, 1 out. Slade will hit next. 0 for 3 in this one. That one's in there. That's strike 1.
Not what he's looking for there in the 0-0 count. Looks like he wants the ball down in the zone.
Swing and a miss. And the count is 0-2.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up. Try to track the ball. Block it if you have to, as far as just.
And he can't come up with it. Still fires to first, and they get the out. Good recovery. Wasn't easy following the misplay.
Well, Boog, we talk about how the ball is coming out of a pitcher's hand. The way it comes out of his hand as an infielder. Wow.
Slade had a game to forget in the loss.
Definitely didn't do much of anything for him in this one. I think he knows he's capable of more. They took the loss, and he might have dragged him down a little bit.
Here's the third baseman, Slade.
And Boog, I'd say he's due. Well, the offense really struggled last night. I mean, it was awful. So I think picking up a run right here, that's going to get him going a little bit.
Swung on, belted.
Come on, ball, get up. Get up.
That one carrying. See you later. A two-run homer, his 16th homer of the year. The Braves score first. It's 2-0. He only needed one swing to square it up.
Not wasting any time in that at-bat, Boog. Aggressive, and it paid off. Well, he went up there 0-0 looking to do damage. I think he had his sights set on that pitch. He went and got it and circled the bases.
Back at Truist Park, new inning getting started. Brady House digging in for the Nationals. Rolled over to third. Slade handles, throws to first. Leadoff hitter gone in the third.
Batting ninth, the catcher, Riley Adams. Leading up for the Braves, the third baseman, number 26.
Going one.
Something I'm noticing in this one is that these hitters are aggressive early in the count. It makes you wonder if that was talked about in the hitters meeting before this game started.
Here's the 0-2.
See if he can go upstairs a little bit. Make sure you miss up and out of the zone since you're heading the count 1-2. Don't miss in the zone because that's where you get hurt.
Stays alive. Swings and misses, and there's one down.
That was a tough slider right there. He couldn't get a piece of it just to try to keep the at-bat alive. And hitters will tell you that slider, when a guy's able to really tunnel the pitch where it looks like a fastball and then late has a really good bite, so tough to lay off of because you've made the decision you don't want to get beat by a fastball, and then you swing and you miss. You go back to the dugout shaking your head.
This to third, Slade. Slinging it to first in time.
Up next for the Nationals, the third baseman, Brady.
Well, we go bottom six. So now to the plate for Atlanta, Slade.
Number 26.
Swing and a miss, chased it out of the zone.
You know, these Braves, simply put, are producing a lot of quality swings. We've heard lots of loud noise coming from their bats in this one, haven't we? I mean, they've launched 6 hits at 90-plus exit velocity, and that doesn't happen by accident.
Now a screamer into the outfield. And there's one down.
Man, that's one of those at-bats where you have to remind yourself it's about the process. He did everything right there. Nothing to show for it. But in your mind, you have to convince yourself that it was a very good at-bat.
And next for Atlanta, Slade. And he's already left his mark on this game.
He certainly has, Boog. A 2-run shot in the second inning, and that made an early impact on this game in a big way.
This one belted deep left field. On its way. Gone. Another homer. His second home run of the game. And they tack on to their lead. It's 5-1.
A little more breathing room is always a good thing in baseball, and now they have it. Welcome to the game. First pitch out of the bullpen, a tough one, and you know he's just trying to get one in there for a strike. And on the other side, as a hitter, it's a great time to be aggressive and let it fly. It's not what they were looking for when they turned to him, but now he's got to find a way to reset.
Slade was outstanding in this ball game, helping them get the win. Cracked a pair of homers.
Such a tremendous effort at the dish. Not every game is going to be like this one, so you need to enjoy it when it's happening.
Number 26, fresh off an impressive 2-homer performance. He'll look to keep that momentum going today. It's the Washington Nationals going up against the Atlanta Braves. All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. So 2 down. Next is the designated hitter, Dalen Lyle.
This is a batter who clearly performs better in day games. I don't know why, but his numbers generally back it up.
On the ground to third. Throw on to Olsen, and that is that. And now the Braves with their first chance to hit. We're scoreless. You're watching Atlanta Braves baseball on the show South. So up next, Slade. 2 homers in the game yesterday, so he's feeling good coming in. High fly ball out towards left center. Young gets under it. That's out number 2.
Batting ninth, the shortstop, Louis Renfifo. Now batting, the third baseman, number 26.
Two gone, but the go-ahead run is at first. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. On the ground to the left, and it goes just foul.
See if you can go upstairs a little bit. Make sure you miss up and out of the zone since you're heading to count 1-2. Don't miss in the zone because that's where you can get hurt.
Ripped to short, and he has thrown 4 shutout innings. 1 left for Atlanta. Still no score. First and second, 2 outs. Miguel Rojas digging in for the Nationals. So RBI spot, but Chris, this is a guy that is not really swinging the bat all that well here.
In this situation, you have a real good opportunity to get swings and misses and record a strikeout. I think you attack him in this spot.
Hard ground ball for a base knock. Runner around third. And he's out. Cut down, and that ends the inning. That'll do it for the offense, but not before they manage to break up the no-hitter. This is Braves baseball on the show South.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 26.
All tied up here at the bottom of the seventh. That one hammered, but pulled foul. Ground ball left side. Fires to first in time.
Up next for the Braves, the shortstop, Louis Renfroe.
Slade stepping in. This is why you lift all those weights, singing. One swing could send everybody home.
Yeah, and he's shown the ability to deliver in moments just like this. All eyes on the batter's box.
There's a strike.
But with the tying run at first base, he's looking for something he can get a lot of barrel on, drive it into a gap, and score that run from first base.
The Nationals trying to close out a one-run lead, and the home team trying to pull it out. They're down to their final strike.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up, try to track the ball, block it if you have to, as far as just a late swing that maybe you're not sure about.
On the ground. Throw to first in time. Ball game. And the Nationals win the rubber match of this three-game series. Slade with a forgettable showing in the loss.
I don't want to pile on a player when he's down, but that was a lousy game at the dish. They'll need to get better games from him to have better results as a team.
The stage is set for what should be a really good game one as this series gets underway. Introductions wrapping up down on the field, and first pitch just minutes away. About 13 miles from downtown Atlanta. Welcome to Truist Park. The show presents the National League Division Series. It's the St. Louis Cardinals going up against the Atlanta Braves. Alongside Chris Singleton, I'm John Shambi. Game one is always critical in a postseason series, Singy.
Yeah, and this is when you love having home field advantage, Boog. If you capture game one, you're full of confidence that you've got a chance to ride that momentum for the rest of the series.
And on the visiting side, starting pitching is always the big key in a game like this to kick off a series.
Yeah, you need a strong performance on the mound. That's the #1 way to cancel out the home field edge we just mentioned.
First pitch coming your way next. And going for Atlanta, Spencer Schwellenbach.
Boog, this guy usually turns in a very good outing. His teammates really enjoy when he's on the mound. Everyone seems to be loose, which can help the offense be a bit more dangerous. So if you look at the opposing lineup, they're hoping he doesn't just settle in. They want to make this an uncomfortable start from the beginning.
And first offering is fouled off. This park is absolutely electric for this game. Such a great postseason atmosphere.
Nothing like the drama you get in the postseason, Boog. Love being a part of these games.
Ball, that's out.
Well, every pitcher wants run support, and having a lead is nice, but it can be challenging for some pitchers. I think keeping the mindset to attack instead of trying to be too fine and have too much finesse. Go after hitters and get quick outs. Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Challenge from behind the dish here. Didn't miss by too much, but it'll stay a ball. So they'll lose their first challenge. 2-2 now. And a foul ball. He stays alive.
Well, he's desperately looking for that swing and miss. He's going to have to just change speeds a little bit, try to move it around, create just a little bit of illusion at the end.
Drilled out towards left center field. That's well struck. Way back there. Got all of that one. A solo shot. And they're on the board.
He ran the count full and saved his best swing for last. That was a battle, and he won. That one was a hanger, and pitchers typically don't get away with making a mistake like that. And right there, he made him pay.
Game one of the division series. Now in for the Braves, Slade. McGreevy back to work.
You know, these Braves just haven't produced as many competitive at-bats as I'd like to see in this one. They really haven't worked many deep counts or long at-bats. And
there's a swing and a drive.
Go two.
That one opts against the fence. The relay to second, not in time. That's a leadoff double.
Up next for the Braves.
Back to the leadoff spot in the Braves lineup. Ian Happ up to hit. And a payoff pitch. And ball 4 to aboard.
Speaking of walks, did you see anything special during your walk into the ballpark today? I know you like to take in all the surroundings.
I just love interacting with the people. It's just fun to connect. I mean, as I was headed up to the booth, one guy shouted at me, "Make sure to say hi to Kenny." And they're all loaded up.
Up next for the Braves, the first baseman, Matt.
Here's Matt Olson down. Hauls it in, one away.
Up next for the Braves, the catcher.
So bases all loaded up. So here's Murphy now. Bases loaded, one away here in game one of the NLDS. High fly ball lifted in the air right field. Benson moving under this one. And there's two away.
Up next for the Braves, the designated hitter, Upton.
So here's Riley now. Ball four, he's walked in a run.
He's really gotten himself into a mess out there and now forces home a run with the walk. This inning's definitely getting away from him.
Now batting, the third baseman,
Well, with both starters out of this ball game, it now becomes a battle of the bullpens and just seeing which manager can match up better and who's able to get to the finish line.
Slade, 23 years old, and he was born in Canada. That pitch clips the outside corner. That's strike one.
Well, that's really the money spot, down and away. If you can locate that consistently, it's going to be real tough for hitters to square that up. That's what you love to see relievers do coming out of that bullpen.
Not the best swing that time from the first round pick. Swing and a ground ball. They get the force. Inning over, although plenty of damage done. So in the end, 10 come to the plate, 6 of them come around to score. 5 innings complete. It's the Redbirds 10 and the Braves 7. This is the National League Division Series on the show.
now batting.
So now to the
third
plate
baseman,
for Atlanta,
number 26.
Slade. He blasted one out earlier in the third.
Just a solo home run, but an important swing of the bat in this game. We've already seen him do it once. Can he do it again?
Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. One runs in. Fires to the plate. Safe. In comes the run from second. And they're up by 3. Well, he delivers in a huge spot right there.
Well, he's so dialed in. I don't think he even realizes how much pressure exists out there. Very easy swing, nice and relaxed. This is the type of approach you want to see guys take in this situation.
First and second, one out. Ian Happ next up for the Braves.
Definitely wants to stay out of the double play here. Ball on the ground in the infield. Should be an inning-ending double play.
Makes the grab, and there's 2 out.
Hey, partner, how's your scorecard looking right now?
Little dicey, kind of hieroglyphics style at the moment. You know what it's like, Singy? Remember our trip to London, Yankees and Red Sox in 2019? I think there were 50 runs scored in the 2 games combined. My scorecard was ugly for that series. 2 on, 2 outs. This one chopped up the middle. Steps on the bag for the force. That'll end the inning after a lot of scoring. So a great inning there as they bat around to score 6 times to open up the lead. On to the 7th here in game 1. Braves lead it 13-10. You're watching the National League Division Series on the show. 2 outs, runner at first. And the batter now, Slade.
And it may be a long shot, but a triple here will give him the cycle.
Popped in the air, left field. And that is that. 1 hit, 1 left. We're on to the 9th in game 1. Atlanta leads it 13-11. Last chance coming up here for the Cards. This is the National League Division Series on the show.
Pretty early in this series to say a must-win game, but when you've got home field advantage, it's a luxury, but you have to protect it. Huge win in game 1 to set the tone.
Well, our scorecards are a mess after this one as we look at the final line.
Yeah, we're going to have to break out that old graphing calculator of yours for this one, Boog. We saw a ton of offense.
I don't think that's how a graphing calculator works, Siggy. A 13-11 final score here today. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew, I'm John Shambi saying so long. And welcome in, everybody. Glad you're with us. The show presents the National League Division Series. It's the St. Louis Cardinals going up against the Atlanta Braves. Along with Chris Singleton, I'm John Shambi. A big game 2 in store for us here today, Chris.
Yeah, this might be the game to actually decide the series, Boog. When it's 5 games, getting a 2-0 lead is a dominant position to be in, and I don't see this series getting to a 5th game if we have a repeat of Game 1's outcome in this one.
Yeah, the Crows start circling for a team that falls into a 2-game deficit, not where you want to be. First pitch coming your way next. And now here's the starter for Atlanta, Nick Lodolo.
Well, I'm interested to see how he utilizes his sinker to this lineup, Boog. You know, it's not necessarily his go-to primary pitch, but he does mix it in when he needs it. He's just got to make sure that it's not flat. Otherwise, it's going to get hit hard. So look for him to throw it up there when he needs a big double play, a ground ball, something like that to get out of an inning, change it up for a hitter. Also, get those hitters looking down so that it opens up the top of the strike zone, especially late in an at-bat.
Runner in scoring position, nobody out here in game 2 of the NLDS. Ground ball, and that's through the infield. Rounds third, headed for the plate. He comes across to score, and the Cardinals tie it up. Now the tag at second, and he's out. trying for two.
I know they didn't want to give up the lead, but how about that heads-up defense? Saw they weren't going to get the runner at home and made a smart play to at least get an out.
Slade in the box now as he leaves that one up high. Hammered down the right side, but foul. All these off of first with 2 away. So a foul ball makes it 1-2. Got him swinging. A run on 2 hits and they leave 1. We played 2 full. It's the Braves 2 and the Cardinals 1. You're watching the National League Division Series on the show. Welcome back. Quite a pitcher's duel so far. Here's how the starters have performed up to this point. That's a bullet, but it goes foul. Chris, you and I have gotten to work some memorable postseason games together. One I look back on, 2013 ALCS Game 2, the David Ortiz Grand Slam. Drops in for a hit, couldn't run it down. And it's a leadoff double to start the bottom of the 5th.
Well, this one started with a bad jump, a bad read off of the bat. He ends up having to try to leap out of desperation, can't come down with it, and it turned into extra bases.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. Ian Happ, the next to hit.
For me, Boo, the game I remember is us calling the 2014 AL wildcard game. The Kansas City Royals hosting the Oakland A's. The Royals come from behind to win in extra innings and move on to the division series. They had such a great run that it ended up in the...
Oh, now this one gets away at the plate. Recefo checks the runner. Slade dives and can't get back in time. He's picked off.
All right, flat out, this just cannot happen. You can't make that kind of mistake at second base with nobody out. You've got to make sure that you're tight enough to the base. So what if you don't score on a single to the outfield? You're in scoring position. That really hurts a potential rally here.
Swing and a miss. 0-1.
You know, these Braves, simply put, are producing a lot of quality swings. 8 of their hits came off the bat at 90 miles.
There's a swing and a drive. That one hops against the fence. The relay throw. Not in time. That's a leadoff double. Well, Singy, he is locked in there.
Well, he's really slowed the game down, and it's like he's moving in full speed, and everybody is a step or 2 behind. The way that he squared up that baseball tells me that he is seeing it like a beach ball.
So back to the top of the order. Ian Happ up to hit. The tying run at the plate. Ground ball right side. Weatherful. And one away in the bottom of the 7th.
If you want to be a great defense, you have to deliver consistently. It doesn't matter how many highlight reel plays you make if you can't execute the small stuff, just like we saw.
And here comes Ronald Acuna Jr. in a huge spot. 2-2 down. Swing and a high fly ball to left. Rosarena under it. Brings it in. Runner tags from third. Runner from third in to score. And now they trail by 1.
That play really shows how important it is to hit the cutoff man. Looked like he tried to throw through and get the runner at home, but it backfired, and it ended up costing them a run. I remember my rookie year overthrowing a cutoff man. Didn't last long before I was pulled aside by a veteran pitcher. He had a talk with me, and I don't know if I ever missed a cutoff man again.
That's to third. Sends it across to first. And there are 2 down.
Good arm side run and sink on that pitch right there. Got inside on him and got him to bounce into that out.
We're in the second game of this division series. Last chance for the home team. Slade digs in now. Misses the zone and he gets him to chase.
Okay, swing now. He had his mind made up. As soon as that ball left the hand of the pitcher, he was going to swing at it.
The next pitch misses. Ball 1. Foul ball. And a 1-2.
Ball 2.
That was the sweeper, but it missed. Right through there, got him. And 1 gone.
Well, the first batter, it's always a big one for the closer. I mean, you get that punch out, you get settled in, you feel like you're in command. Well, one of the goals in the postseason is to split on the road and play very well at home. They did just that with the win today, evening it up at 1-1.
Here's one final look at the line score from this one, Chris.
It was a close 2-run game, and a couple of key moments just really made the difference. Not much separates these two teams.
Final score of 8-6 in this one. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew, I'm John Shambi saying so long. It's buzzing in here ahead of Game 3, and we'll be back in a minute to get it started. Welcome into Busch Stadium in downtown St. Louis. The show presents the National League Division Series. The Atlanta Braves taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. With my partner Chris Singleton, I'm John Shambi. A lot going on in this series as we get ready for Game 3, Siggy.
Man, it's been fun so far, Boog, that's for sure. After splitting the first two, Game 3 takes on even more meaning than usual. You don't want to be the team that drops this one and then be faced with having to win 2 games in a row in order to take the series. That's tough.
And the pressure on the starting pitchers is big in this one. Each of them is being counted on to come through with a quality performance, hoping to save some of that bullpen for really critical games coming up. All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. And today's starting pitcher, Trevor Rogers. What do we need to know here?
Well, I'm interested to see how he utilizes his sinker to this lineup, Boog. You know, it's not necessarily his go-to primary pitch, but he does mix it in when he needs it. He's just got to make sure that it's not flat. Otherwise, it's going to get hit hard. So look for him to throw it up there when he needs a big double play, a ground ball, something like that to get out of an inning, change it up for a hitter. Also, get those hitters looking down so that it opens up the top of the strike zone, especially late in an at-bat.
Line shot into the gap should score at least one. Here comes Riley. He will score and they take the lead. Here comes the runner. The relay. Head first slide and he's safe. It's 2-0.
Gets him on the board first, coming through with 2 RBIs on that swing. Anytime you smoke a ball off the wall, you kind of think about what it could have been, but obviously you have to be happy with that result.
So 2 down, in half up to hit. In the dirt. Runner breaks early for second and a step off. Oh, they tag him for the out. He was off the bat. That's the inning. So they get a couple of runs on 2 hits, no errors, and no one left on. We go to the bottom of inning number 2. It's the Braves 2 and the Cardinals nothing. You're watching the National League Division Series on the show. Third game of the division series. Now up the Cardinals number 4 hitter, Nolan Gorman. The 1-2. Swing, and this one's bounced on the ground. Whips it across. Leadoff man retired here in the second.
The shortstop, Mason Win. Now batting, the third baseman, number 26.
The atmosphere around postseason baseball, there really isn't anything like it in the sport. It's the time of year where the rally towels come out and the crowd energy gets cranked up even higher. The 1-0.
You look up in the stands in games like this, you just see a giant mass of color. Everything just blurs together, and it can be hard.
Now this one is hammered way back there. On its way and gone. And we are tied. And they tie it up. It's 3-3.
Anytime you have a pitch down the middle of the plate, the percentages go up for the hitter to do damage, even if it's a pretty good sinker like that one. Nice piece of hitting there at
the plate. 1 out. The go-ahead run is at second. And that is out of play.
Well, all eyes on the double play ball in this spot. No better way to get out of this inning.
2 on, 1 out. Sliced hard but foul.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up, try to track the ball, block it if you have to, as far as just a late swing that maybe you're not sure about, but some way, somehow climb back into this at bat through the count.
The 1-2. Got him swinging for the K. Well done behind the dish.
You hear people talk about letting the ball travel so often in terms of a hitting approach, and that's a great example why right there. If he's willing to let that curveball get a little deeper into the zone before he commits, he's way more likely to recognize that it's making a beeline for the dirt. On the other side, still a nice 2-strike pitch, though.
Here's the center fielder, Victor Scott.
You know, this is kind of a tough matchup as a left-handed hitter facing a left-handed pitcher. And what you tell yourself is, I want to stay square to the plate, try to hit the ball over the shortstop's head.
Man on second, 2 down. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. Arozarena flies around third. In comes the run from second. Now the tag at second, and he's out, trying for 2. And that's terrific work out of the bullpen. 1 pitch to end the frame. On to the 7th now in game 3. Slade stepping in now. The inning's been quiet, but a chance here to turn up the volume.
Yeah, and you love that mentality. A little thunder could bring that dugout back to life.
And a swing and a miss. Gets him to chase after that one.
Well, pretty clear to me. He was trying to go deep right there, but you got to get a pitch that you can handle.
And he couldn't hold back. He's rung up on strikes. Down in order go the Braves, as it remains a 6-5 ball game. Runner in scoring position, no outs. Pedro Pajes digs in now. Man at second, nobody out. Chris, certainly one of the things in his head is trying to get the runner over.
Yeah, the way that we see the game played today, though, guys are not sacrificing as much just to get that runner across. They're really looking at doing...
Oh, now this ball's going to get through, and that's a base hit. To the plate, safe, and we are tied.
Such great concentration. Everybody on their feet, knowing that you can come through with a good swing. And there he doesn't try to do too much.
Tied at 6. Now in for the Braves, Slade. He's already homered in this game. This one in the air, center field. 2 down.
Up next for Atlanta, the left fielder, number 8.
Game 3s are very critical when you have a series tied at 1-1 because you put yourself up. Anytime you go down, you're always chasing. When you're up in the series, you feel like you're in the driver's seat. Nice win today.
So it took extras, but here's how the numbers shake out from this one.
Well, they couldn't settle this one in 9, but who doesn't love some extra inning baseball in the postseason?
1-run game here today. Your final score, 7-6. A 1-run extra inning win for Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show. I'm John Shambi. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to St. Louis and Busch Stadium, home of the Cardinals since 2006. The show presents the National League Division Series. The Atlanta Braves taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. Alongside Chris Singleton, I'm John Shambi. And Singy, there's been a lot to talk about already in this series as we head into Game 4.
And I'll be interested to see if these teams approach it any differently, with one on the brink of elimination and the other just a win away from putting an end to this thing. You know, in the postseason, I think you have to treat every game the same, but there's something about an elimination game that could put a team just into a different mindset.
Yeah, and the strategy could certainly change in this type of game. It's hard to manage the same way when in any given at-bat, it can impact everything you've been working for throughout the season. First pitch coming your way next. And for the Cardinals here this afternoon, Kyle Leahy.
Very dominant his last time out, picked up the win, only allowed one run. These guys would love to see him back on his game in this one.
Slade next up for the Braves.
Number 26.
Slade matched a homer in his last game. And another ball. Albies, the runner at first with one gone in the inning. Just missed.
Well, I would expect in this 3-0 count, you're taking all the way. See if they'll walk you.
Fastball for a strike. In the air, right field. Benson takes it in for the out. 2 down.
Up next for Atlanta, the left fielder, number 8.
And here's a look at how he's using his pitches in this one. Slade steps in now. You can bet he was watching from the on-deck circle thinking, don't worry, I got this.
Yeah, classic cleanup duty, Boo. Time to fix the mess and maybe take the credit, too.
Swing, and he popped it up. Over near the wall. Has room, and he makes the catch. 2 runs in the inning, but they strand 3. And midway in the 4th, it's the Braves 2 and the Cardinals nothing. This is the National League Division Series on the show. Runner in scoring position, no outs. Here's Nolan Gorman.
Number 16, Nolan.
As a pitcher, you know the runner on second is ready to push things with his speed. A base hit's probably going to be a big run, so you really have to execute on the mound.
Man at second. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. Here comes the runner. He'll score and then tie it. Now the tag at second, and he's out. Trying for 2.
I know they didn't want to give up the lead, but how about that heads-up defense? Saw they weren't going to get the runner at home and made a smart play to at least get an out.
The batter, the third baseman, number 26.
Check swing, but he went too far. That's strike 1.
Well, with both starters out of the game, this quickly becomes a bullpen game, and this is something we see more and more in the game today, especially in the postseason.
Comes up empty.
See if you can go upstairs a little bit. Make sure you miss up and out of the zone since you're heading to count 1-2. Don't miss in the zone because that's where you get hurt.
What a stop. Fires to first. It's there, and that's a great play.
Up next for Atlanta, the left fielder, number 8, Ian.
Game 4 of the division series.
The third baseman,
All set to start the
number 26.
9th in this one. Slade digs in now. Outside low, and the count is 2-0.
He's been raking in recent games, and a big reason why, getting ahead in counts. He's been able to do that consistently, and you see the results.
Gets him to chase after that one. A little bit low. Full count now.
Good spot there, but didn't get the strike at the knees, and doesn't seem too convinced by the call out there on the mound as he tries to get a better sense of the umpire's strike zone.
Payoff pitch. Got him swinging. And a strikeout for the first out here in the 9th. Here in the bottom of the 9th, 1 out. Nolan Gorman next up for the Cardinals.
It's a good spot to be in. With runners on first and second, you know the pitcher is going to come after you.
The Cardinals with the winning run standing at second late here in game 4. Ground ball, and that's through the infield. Coming home. Comes the winning run, and the Cardinals walk it off in game 4.
Well, the postseason, there's so much excitement, so much energy, everyone hanging on every single pitch. To have a walk-off win under these circumstances, these people have gone crazy. What a nice win, but you got to turn the page quickly to come back for the next game.
6-5 the final here today. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew, I'm John Shambi saying so long. About 13 miles from downtown Atlanta, welcome to Truist Park. The show presents the National League Division Series. It's the St. Louis Cardinals going up against the Atlanta Braves. John Shambi and Chris Singleton on the call. It's been quite a series so far, and the excitement's only ramping up as we get ready for Game 5.
Yeah, Boog, the only negative here today is that the series is going to come to an end. As fun as it's been, I wish it could go on a few more games. And the way these teams have battled each other, and with some of the amazing moments we've seen in getting to this point, I think we're in for a great one here in Game 5.
Hard to imagine it won't be a classic, Siggy. I'm ready to see what surprises are waiting for us. All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. And going for Atlanta, Nick Lodolo.
Boog, this guy usually turns in a very good outing. His teammates really enjoy when he's on the mound. Everyone seems to be loose, which can help the offense be a bit more dangerous. So if you look at the opposing lineup, they're hoping he doesn't just settle in. They want to make this an uncomfortable start from the beginning.
The pivotal Game 5 of the division series. Now in for the Braves, Slade. Swing and a high fly ball pulled foul, and that's out of play. This one in the air, center field. Lede has a beat on it. And a quick out, number one. Legends really are cemented in the postseason. You think of David Ortiz heroics for the Red Sox, Derek Jeter as Mr. November, or Randy Johnson in the 2001 World Series, just to name a few. Now a drag bunt, third base side, and he barehands it to first, but it's not in time. Base hit.
Up next for the Cardinals.
He was racing down the line and probably didn't assume he was going to be safe until his foot hit the bag and looked up for the umpire. Nice bunt and great hustle to get himself a knock.
Two aboard, two outs.
The third baseman, number 26.
In the air, left field. Arozarena under it. And that is the third out of the inning. Two men left stranded, but they do push across one. On to the top of the fifth we go. It's the Braves 3 and the Cardinals nothing. You're watching the National League Division Series on the show. Back to the leadoff spot in the St. Louis lineup. Now it's Randy Arozarena singing Game 5 at elimination spot, and the spotlight is focused on this guy.
Everybody looks to the star players in big games like this, and this is what you get paid for. Time to come through.
Slade fires over to first. They get the out on Arozarena. That's the third out. Still nothing on the scoreboard for him after 5. This is the National League Division Series on the pivotal Game 5 of the division series. So now to the plate for Atlanta, Slade. Called strike right there. Next one misses, and that is ball one. Fastball for a strike.
See if you can go upstairs a little bit. Make sure you miss up and out of the zone since you're heading to count 1-2. Don't miss in the zone because that's where you get hurt.
Rips that one to right. One down.
Not fooled at all right there. He was clearly all over it, but sometimes you hit it too hard and right at someone. You're looking for one of those bloop hits to get a knock sometimes.
One out, runner at second. Now in for the Braves, Slade. 0 for 3 in this one. That's smacked on a line to center. Takes it in for the out.
Man, that's one of those at-bats where you have to remind yourself it's about the process. He did everything right there. Nothing to show for it, but in your mind, you have to convince yourself that it was a very good at-bat.
And the Atlanta Braves with the series win, and they're off to the NLCS.
You win a National League Division Series, you can breathe a little bit as the next one will stretch out to possibly 7 games. I'm sure they don't want to take it that far, but they're just going to be happy to get there. Congratulations.